New Tool Day Tuesday, where I share with you guys unique or useful tools that I myself use that I think you might be interested in. Today we're going to be taking a look at a motion control screwdriver. It is made by MINIWARE, and MINIWARE makes a lot of really cool little gadgets. They reached out to me and they asked if I would take a look at the screwdriver. I do get a lot of offers on electric screwdrivers, and they're precision screwdrivers mainly. I almost always turn them down unless they have some features that I've never seen before. And this screwdriver has some pretty cool features. Inside the box you will find the screwdriver itself, a very detailed manual, and you're going to want to go through this manual because there is a lot of features inside the menu built into the screwdriver. They also give you 24 4mm bits. The casing of the screwdriver itself is made of stainless steel. It does have a little bit of weight to it, but it fits very nicely in my hand. It is rechargeable and it uses a USB-C interface to charge. The tip of the screwdriver has a ring of LEDs lighting up whatever you're trying to work on. But what really caught my attention with this screwdriver is it has a built-in impact. It has a retreat feature, which we'll talk about that in a second. It is also motion controlled, meaning there is no forward and backward button. As you turn the screwdriver one way, it automatically turns itself into a forward position. And as you turn the screwdriver backwards, it knows that you're turning it backwards and it will automatically turn the screwdriver in a counter rotation. The speed at which it turns is not only adjustable, but it also turns a little bit faster the more you turn the screwdriver. So you can be very precise with your controls as needed. And it does all of this with a digital display and only two buttons. There's a button here and a button on the end. The button on the end is labeled the set button. You can look at this as a menu button. And this button here is what turns the screwdriver on and off or activates it when you're in motion control. Holding the button down on the end turns the menu on. And in that menu selection, the first thing you're greeted with is the speed. And you can set the top RPMs of the speed of the screwdriver. So we're going to leave this at 470, which is the maximum RPMs. We're going to press the button again and there's a sensitivity setting. This dictates how sensitive it is to the motion feel when you turn it left and right. I find leaving it on low works well for me. The next setting is the impact driver. Yes, it has a built-in impact driver. You can turn that on or off. And the setting after that is the retreat. And this is kind of a cool little feature that we'll talk about as well. You can turn it on or off. This setting is for the light on the tip. You can turn it on or off or delay, which means it'll stay on for a little bit when you let off the button. This is the backlight feature of the display. You can brighten it up or dim it down. I like to keep this on 3. The beep function is it makes an audible noise every time you press a button. You may not be able to hear that on the camera, but it does make a noise. You can turn that on or off. You can change the language. We're going to keep it on English. The battery management. Battery management means it'll automatically put itself into sleep and it'll extend that battery a little bit. I currently have that turned off. And then the restore setting resets everything to factory defaults. Now that we have exited the menu, a quick tap on the top button changes the torque level. There is 1 through 5 torque levels, 5 being the strongest and 1 being the weakest. And A means the screwdriver is in auto rotation mode. You can disable the auto feature by pressing the button on the front 3 times. This will allow you to program that button to be clockwise, counterclockwise, or disabled. And for those of you who are wondering, it does auto brake, which means if there is no power turned on, you can use this as a regular screwdriver and it will not slip. So how well does it operate? Well, we're going to find out. So the way the auto feature works is when you need to turn the screwdriver on, you hold the button down, and if you turn the screwdriver into the direction you want to turn it, that's the direction it's going to turn the bit. The more you turn it, the faster the RPMs, and you can back it off a little bit by turning it counterclockwise. So if you want to turn it really slow, you only turn it a little bit. It doesn't matter if you need to use the screwdriver in forward or reverse. It also works in reverse. You hold the button down and turn it a little bit, and it'll turn just a little bit. And again, if you turn it a lot, it'll turn a lot. So for a quick demonstration, we're going to remove the screw. I'm going to hold the power button down and just give it a slight tug to the left, and it's going to automatically unscrew the screw for me. If I want to put that screw back in, I'm going to hold the power button down and give it just a little bit of a twist to the right, and it's going to put the screw back in for me. I've turned the impact mode on, and the way that works is when it detects that the screw isn't turning anymore, it'll try to hammer it in like it just did. Retreat mode is going to be a little bit difficult to explain, so I'm just going to talk about its function. What it is designed to do is as you're tightening a screw down, when it's done and detects that the screw is not turning anymore, it'll kick back the tip in the opposite direction very quickly. What this does is kind of jerk work the bit a little bit and keeps it from being stuck inside a fastener where the tip may not fit quite right. The screwdriver is advertised of having a work time of 6 hours, and at the time of this video it retails for $130. That may seem kind of expensive, but keep in mind this is the Cadillac of screwdrivers. This has features in it that I've never seen on any other screwdriver. I could see this being very useful if you were maybe a professional technician and you were taking apart a lot of electronics, maybe doing laptop repair or something of that nature, maybe even an extreme hobbyist, a hobbyist that is really into their hobbies and they want a nice high-end screwdriver. Well, this would be a good option for that. If you like these types of videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Take a look at some of my other videos. At the very least, you might be entertained.